What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode here on the Tommy J channel. We're going to be doing predictions here for week 5 of college football. We got a bunch of good games coming out this weekend. And, we got USC, Illinois. I think Notre Dame, Arkansas is going to be a pretty good one. Of course, we got Ohio State out Washington, which Washington's, 3-0 right now. And they have one of the longest home streaks going on. Crazy in itself. I think Auburn and Texas A&M is going to be a great game. LSU, of course, Ole Miss. But the big game that I want to talk about here is going to be Oregon and Penn State, so stay tuned. Okay, so let's look, man. I've been watching other people. I've been watching other sports commentators. I've been looking at this myself, man. Oregon, Penn State in Happy Valley. You got Oregon number 6 in the top 25 and Penn State ranked number 3. Of course, Oregon's 4-0, 1-0 in the Big Ten, and the Nittany Lions just start their Big Ten journey this weekend. Nittany Lions 3-0. Right now, we got the ESPN match predictor, and Penn State is right now at 51.1% over Oregon with a 48.9%. Now, listen, I don't know if you guys have been seeing my comments, around on YouTube or not, but I am not a big believer in Penn State as of this moment. Penn State has not won a big game or a matchup game since 2016. They're 0 in fun fact that little statistic I learned here. Penn State is 0 in 14 in matchup games. 0 in 14. Goodness gracious, Penn State. What are we doing here? They can't win versus Ohio State. They can't win versus Oregon. They can't win versus Michigan. They're probably, I don't know if they play USC. Do they play USC this year? Let's take a look. But they can't. I don't see it happening, man. I'm going to be completely honest. I don't see Penn State beating Oregon this year. We're going to have a Big Ten Conference Championship rematch. Of course, you had Oregon and Penn State, where Oregon beat Penn State there last year for the Big Ten Championship. I think we're going to have more of the same. I think we're going to have more of the same in this game. I don't care if it's at Penn State. I don't care if it's a whiteout. I don't care that it's a 5:30 p.m. at night. Is that considered a night game? I think it is. Until James Franklin and Penn State and Drew Aller show me that they can win big games, I'm going to follow the history, and I'm going with Oregon. I think Oregon's going to come out in this game, man, and they're going to – a lot of people have questions about Oregon and their defense and stopping the run. Listen, if we all know Dan Lanning, right? We all know that Dan Lanning saw what we saw against Northwestern, and Northwestern was just able to run. Dan Lanning, as a head coach, is going to see that and be like, hey, we need to fix our run defense, right? What coach wouldn't? What coach wouldn't? Yeah, you don't have a head coach like Dan Lanning and not fix the run defense. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. Oregon is going to Oregon's going to be fine against the run. You got Nicholas Singleton, right? And oh man, who's the other running back? I can't remember. It's gonna bug me. Katron Allen. There you go. I got it. I remembered. So yeah, you can't. I'm as you can tell, I'm really I'm passionate about this matchup because everybody that I'm seeing is picking Penn State, and I guess Vegas has them like what, 1.5 or whatever. No, stop it. Stop it with that nonsense. Give me Oregon Ducks versus Penn State. Oregon's going 5-0, 2-0 in Big Ten play. Nittany Lions get their first loss of the season. I mean, Penn State have had some cupcake games. Those first three wins. They haven't played nobody good. Um, and that's all I'm going to say about that, man. Give me the Oregon's going to win. Now we can talk about how much Oregon's going to win by. We can talk about that for a second. I think it's going to be a close game. Look at Ohio State going into Penn State last year. And Bailey squeaking by, what was it, like 6 points or something like that? I'm not denying that Penn State is a hard place to play. But Penn State has not shown me over the last 9 years that they can win big games. And until Penn State can prove otherwise, I got Oregon in this game, man. Oregon's going to win. I'm going to say 7 points. I think they win by a touchdown, honestly. Oregon is going to win by 7 in Penn State. And don't listen to anybody else. Let's talk about USC and Illinois. It's going to be at 10 a.m. at Illinois. Right now is you have USC favored. Let's see what the matchup prediction here is for USC. 72.9% to 27.1. USC looks really good this year. USC is 4-0 and 2-0 in conference play. They looked pretty good against Michigan State, and Michigan State is not getting enough credit as a football team because they look way better than they did last year. And the Illinois Fighting Irish, when you lose 63-10, I'm sorry. I don't care if you're number 9 or you're number 4 or you're 1. If you lose 63-10, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be 23. You should be out of the AP poll. You should be out of the top 25, especially when you get beat by Indiana. Now, Indiana looked like a really good football team with their quarterback Mendoza there. Mendoza definitely has the same capacity that Rourke did, and he might even look a little better in that regard if we're going to compare him to Rourke to last year. But Indiana, man, they loaded up, they reloaded, and they just beat the snot out of Illinois last week. It was insane to watch. I didn't think they were going to do that, but regardless, you have USC going to Illinois. I think they're going to win by a comfortable margin. I think the margin here, we could probably say about 17 points. I think USC Trojans are going to win by 17 points in Illinois, and I think Illinois is going to fall to 3-2 and 0-2 in Big Ten play. They have to fix the O-line. They were getting to Indiana was really good. We'll give them credit where credit's due. But Altmaier was just getting pressured. He was getting sacked. O-line has to protect Altmaier better. And I don't see that happen in the game versus USC because USC's defensive line is looking tremendous this season. Indiana, or not Indiana. Let's go talk about Notre Dame and Arkansas. Notre Dame and Arkansas, that game is going to be at 10 a.m. And that game looks like it could be a good matchup. Arkansas, of course, 2-2. They lost to Memphis last week on like a fumble recovery. I mean, that game was like last-minute fumble recovery. That game was intense, man. It was a good game to watch. If you haven't watched it, hopefully you DVR'd it. But yeah, that game, Notre Dame has lost to Miami, and I mean that Miami loss kind of just sent them down a spiral. And then they played Purdue. Okay, they played Purdue. Yeah, I'm not. They beat Purdue. Purdue's not a good football team. Let's be honest with it. Purdue is not a good football team. And they lost to Texas A&M. Texas A&M went to Notre Dame and beat them by a point. Granted, if Notre Dame's snap holder would have held the ball and not fumble it, Would have been a tie ball game. Would have been an overtime. Would have loved to see it, but it didn't. That's just the fact. And Texas A&M came out with the win. So you lost to Miami. You lost to Texas, and you beat Notre Dame by 26 points. Or beat Purdue by 26 points. What? Purdue is like the bottom of the barrel team in Big Ten, and you only beat them by 26 points. Granted, 26 points is 26 points. That's just, it is what it is. But I feel like that game should have been a blowout. Like, we're talking 56-3, 56-10, right? Notre Dame's got some issues, man. I don't think they're going to go to Arkansas and win. I think Arkansas has more fight in them, and after being embarrassed by Memphis last week, I think they're going to take the win. I think Arkansas, give me the Arkansas Hogs. I think they're going to win, and it's probably going to be like probably win by, I'll give it a 7 to 10 points. They'll win by 7 to 10 points because they're embarrassed from that loss to Memphis, and I just don't think Notre Dame is going to be able to keep up in that one. What else we got going on? Georgia Tech, Wake Forest. Georgia Tech's been playing great this season, man. You beat Clemson in a last-minute field goal. Georgia Tech is looking good. We have Ohio State and Washington. Let's just talk about that real quick. Ohio State is playing at Washington. Washington has one of the longest home streak winning records. I think they're second. I think Georgia's actually first. They have like 50, or Washington has like 50-something wins at home, straight wins at home. That's going to end on Sunday. The Buckeyes are going to go into Seattle and handle business versus Washington. I don't think it's going to be necessarily a blowout. Washington is pretty good this season. OSU has a 68.8% matchup versus Washington, who has a 31% chance of winning the game. I think this game's going to be close in scoring. I think it's going to be like the Texas-Ohio State game. I think Ryan Day and Brian Hartline play it close to the chest. They throw routes toward the sidelines. And if they feel comfortable, they might take a couple shots down the middle of the field. But I don't see anything crazy happening. Like I said, passes toward the sideline. They're going to run the ball with Bo Jackson and C.J. Darnold. And I think Ohio State wins by 10, 13 points. It's going to be kind of a close thing. Like I said, it's not going to be a blowout, but that's just what I am believing against that matchup. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Who's going to win the Oregon-Penn State game? And we got Georgia-Alabama. Georgia-Alabama is going to be a fabulous game. The SEC runs through Georgia right now. Nobody can seem to beat Georgia. Tennessee almost did. Tennessee almost beat Georgia. But that late field goal, now we can talk about that for just a second. If you're Tennessee and you're on the left hash on the field and you have a little bit of doubt about your kicker and you have 2 timeouts, 7 seconds left, wouldn't you, as a head coach, want to move that ball in the middle of the field? I mean, it saves you like, what, 3 yards, right? So I feel like if they would have just moved the ball in the middle of the field, would have been a different story. Probably would have made a good field goal, and Georgia would have lost to Tennessee. But honestly, man, until that happens, somebody beats Georgia. The SEC runs through Georgia. I think Georgia's going to beat Alabama in this game. It's going to be at Athens. Kirby Smart's a good defensive coach. Alabama has had some struggles, but they turn it around in a positive manner. So, like I said, give me Georgia. I think they win. I think they win comfortably. Give me 10 to 14 points on Georgia. I think that's going to be the margin of victory in that game. But whoever makes the SEC championship game, I think it's either going to be 3 teams, man. We'll throw 4 in. It's going to be Georgia, Tennessee, Texas, and Mizzou. It's going to be one of those 4 teams. They're going to be playing each other for the SEC championship. But yes. All right, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Who do you guys got? Georgia, Alabama. Who do you got? Washington, Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon, Arkansas, Notre Dame. We got a lot of good games this weekend. Let me know down in the comments who you guys got. We'll see you next time.